Hey family, I just wanted to make a short video to update y'all on the situation. I'm sorry I hadn't made a video lately. I've just been going through a lot, and a lot of people have been asking me what's going on. I've been having car problems. I said that in my last couple of videos. I've got an older car, so we thought it was the wheel bearing, and it's apparently way worse because a wheel bearing would have cost $700. But my car is 14 years old. It's an old car, and it wasn't the wheel bearing. I took it to 3 different mechanics, 2 that actually put it up in the shop, and paid them to look it over and everything, and they're saying it's the rear differential. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, the rear differential, and they're saying because my car is harder to find the parts to because it's so old, and they stopped making Pontiacs, that it's going to be about $1,500 to $2,000 to even get fixed. After talking to several mechanics, including brothers and sisters online, that's commented, they say that it's pretty much useless to sink that much into an old car like that that's got other problems. So the past week or 2 I've just been really stressed, worried. That car situation alone is my only transportation. My son goes to private school across town, 30 minutes, so it's 2 hours of driving a day. I've just been pushing it to keep it going, but it sounds terrible. At any time it could go out on me and leave me stranded on the road, and then it's done for. I've actually been paying off cars for 12 years of my life. I'm talking about straight, because the first 2 I financed just to break down. The very 4th year I paid it off, and then this one, from what these mechanics are saying, they sold me this car with back rear problems. I didn't know, because if you're paying for a car that cheap, up under $10,000, $15,000, you're paying for a car as is. I'm a girl, I don't know anything about cars, so I don't even know anyone here that could go out there with me, and I'm in Pensacola. I've been asking all kinds of local groups, everything. They're saying that to even have a car looked over, if I went and looked at one, it's gonna be about $150 just to get like a Firestone or mechanic just to give it a once over. So y'all know with inflation how crazy it is or whatever. So I know with my last community post and my last video or 2, a few of you brothers and sisters offered donations, and I've been turning them down. I just don't feel right about that. But as bad as I hate to do it, I was talking to a sister of mine, actually a few of them, and they're like, just start a GoFundMe if somebody wants to donate, let them. And I've never had to do that. It makes me feel very, very bad to do that. Sorry, motorcycles passing. But I've been praying and praying and praying about it, so stressed. And I created one last night. I don't know what to set the limit to or whatever, because to my understanding, GoFundMe, once they reach the goal or whatever, can go over, but then it'll say goal met. So I don't even know what to put the limit for. I guess I'll bump it up a little bit from here, but my car is old. The paint's coming off everywhere. It don't even have paint on the hood. I don't care what it looks like cosmetically. I just want a reliable car. I got on Facebook Marketplace, can't find anything under about the $6,000 mark that's not 10 years old and it's got 200,000 plus miles on it. So used to, 3 years ago, you could buy a car for about $3,500 that would have been the equivalent to this. I wound up paying $20,000 for this car that I just got 4 years ago, only owned for about 6 months, and now it's done for, because I've been making payments on used car lots, because I didn't have any established credit since I've been on Social Security since I've been an adult. So the whole situation, guys, just makes me really, really sick. It sucks being poor, and I know that there's other people out there in worse situations than I'm in, so I feel terrible for even asking. But like I said, I made a GoFundMe for whoever has any donation amount that they'd like to donate. But please, disclaimer, please don't donate if you don't have the money to, because it makes me sick to think that some people who's in situations like me or worse would possibly donate and then be hurting for money. That makes me worry. It makes me sick to my stomach. I got knots in my stomach even thinking about it, or this whole situation makes me nervous, and I don't even know if they'll take taxes out or how that works. I know GoFundMe takes a fee, but I also know that any donations are supposed to be taxed also, and then Social Security, they want you to tell them anything you get so they can take money out of it too. So it sucks to be in the system. I've been stuck in the system my whole life, and my health just keeps deteriorating since I've been an adult, and I'm 41. All that said, I know several of you know my situation about my husband and I probably getting divorced. That is what I want, because it's a miserable situation. I've lived 2 decades through abuse, and it's miserable, and it's not an ideal situation. It's very toxic, and I do not have the funds to live on my own, because $1,000 is not going to pay for anything to take care of me and my son. So I don't know, other than the Lord providing. My hope is that I can possibly stay here and just be $100 or $200 short and try to come up with that, or worst case scenario, try to find a place to move, which is hard nowadays because everywhere is like $1,200 average for rent, even for a 2-bedroom apartment. And there is like HUD and Section 8 or whatever, but it's years long, so on the waiting list. When I first moved here, I did sign up for that, but I don't know if a phone number changed or what, because they never called me back, and I need to check into that. My whole point to this, guys, is I don't, there's nowhere to go but up, right? And there's a lot of stuff I wanted to share with y'all, but I don't want to make the video too terribly long. I don't know when the Lord's coming back. None of us do, right? And I've just been praying, Lord, like, if this car will last me till you come, so be it. I'll just keep on pushing it, so if that's what he wants, so be it. I'll just keep on pushing this old little car, and if it, drive it till the tires fall off, like that mechanic said. But I pray to God he's coming still this year. I don't know when. That's my point, guys. We don't know, and I'm reliant on this transportation every day. My son's already missed tons of school, but we can only get through day by day until the Lord comes, and the whole thing it keeps me stressed. I can't find any peace because of the situation I'm living in alone. I struggle with depression, so that already, waiting for the Lord every day for 3.5 years takes its toll on people, like it really has. I've tried to encourage my brothers and sisters as best I can, because I do really, really believe the Lord is coming any moment. I don't know when. I felt that for quite some time, but very much so now. And if I didn't have to take him to school, every single day, I'd say, I don't need transportation. I'll just walk to a grocery store or something. But, you're kind of stuck needing transportation when you've got a kid to take across town to school. But, unfortunately, my husband is no help whatsoever. And he hasn't lifted a finger to help me in any kind of way. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's got to the point now that the only ideal solution is to either move out or him move out. Not that I think he would. So it's a miserable situation, but all that to say that Wednesday, the Lord gave me a very, very encouraging number I wanted to show y'all guys, because it's like the best number I've ever got in my life. So I wanted to show y'all real quick, because it's better than any 726 or anything. Alright, so the number was 4506. It means to draw to oneself, to deliver. I rescue, deliver from danger or destruction. So this was really good. And guys, if you just read it all the way down, it's wonderful. To draw to oneself, to draw, to pull to oneself, rescue, to snatch up. I mean, just look over it. It's incredible, guys. I don't want to take too much time reading it all, but it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, I cried and cried when I saw that, because that's huge, right? All I want to do is go home. I just cry and cry to go home. That's all I want. I don't want a car. I don't want a house. I want to go home to Jesus, but I can't make him come for us, you know? It's in his timing, and he's certainly not late, because he's picked the timing since the beginning of the world, right? So I wanted to share that with y'all, and I'll try to be quick. But you know, Saturday, my husband blew up at me, was cussing and screaming at me and everything, and I left to go look at a car lot to see how much they'd give me for my car, which the most I even got offered for my car as is was $2,500. So that's why I'm trying to raise up. Maybe if I sell it for that, I don't know where else to sell it. I don't want to really deal with having it for sale on Facebook Marketplace for a month or two, you know, just to get another vehicle. So that's probably the best offer. But I think you pronounce it Audi. It offered me $2,500 max. He said, sound like a pack of lions chasing after the car while he was driving it because of that back rear end. I had to laugh. I'm like, he said it's rusted inside and out and it's in poor shape, and that's offering me more than it's even worth. So I don't know. You know, car salesmen aren't that honest. I don't know. But you know, if I drive it till the wheels fall off any day, once it's not driving anymore, nobody's gonna buy it. So anyway, after all that Saturday, and my husband got all mad at me because I went out there to do that, I was praying to the Lord, if you're coming, would you please give me a sign, like, that it's now? And I had asked last week for the same thing. I just walk around daydreaming and talking in my head like that. Well, last week I had all these dragonflies on my front porch here in Florida, and I had asked, Lord, will you have that dragonfly land on me if it's this month? And of course it didn't. But after all that blow up Saturday, day before yesterday, I actually came back to my room, and I'll tell y'all that after, since I've got this picture pulled up. Well, remember I had asked the Lord if he's coming like soon. I think I said this month even, or within a month, please have a dragonfly land on me. I'm 41, have never had a dragonfly land on me. Well, on my chest, a dragonfly landed on me. And ain't he cute? So I don't know, guys. Take it with a grain of salt. But the little dragonfly landed on my shirt. And, you know, my shirt's colorful. Maybe it's that. But I was literally asking him if he's coming this month or soon, would he have that happen? Alright, well, I went back in the house to get my phone because I was so upset trying to leave, shook up from all that, because it made me a nervous wreck to be screamed at. You know, I came back in to get my phone, and my phone had started on its own playing Pandora. And it's never done that before. And see if this will focus. It was well done. And I mean, I ain't even looked up the lyrics yet or whatever, but it's basically saying, well done, good and faithful one, you're about to come home. And I just cried because I want to go home, and that's all I want. And maybe he was telling me well done for just taking it and not fighting back or whatever. And I know most of you understand abuse sucks. I mean, women have been going through abuse since the beginning of time. They've been financially dependent on their husbands, all that. It still sucks. It's still abuse. Father does not agree with any abuse. I'm sure, you know, my loving Heavenly Father wouldn't agree to his daughter being abused, you know, or my son or whatever, even if it's verbal or whatever. So woe to him. That's all I know to say. I had some hateful comments talking about, well, maybe you deserve the abuse or you should just apologize. That calms abusers down. There's some sick people out there is all I know to say. Like, you can't butter up an abuser enough not to hurt you, you know? So it's not physical, but it is downright horrible to deal with even a bi-weekly abuse when someone's giving you the silent treatment because they're so angry with you. And then that, you know, he's been upset with me since I found the Lord, even though he claims to be Christian. But all that aside, let me get back to what I was showing y'all. So that then yesterday I was just praying to the Lord, asking him, you know, in desperation, Lord, when are you coming? Will you please at least tell me the year so that I know, do I need to buy this car? Do I need to move? Or what, Lord? Well, I was in such desperation, guys, and let me move my stuff. I just literally crying on my Bible, my head to my Bible. I open it, close my eyes, and put my right hand. I did this in desperation and tears, and this is what it opened to when I was asking for the year. This is Ezra 3, and it's talking about the 7th month, which is this month. And I even wrote, I've opened to this many times. I mean, I didn't write that yesterday, but many, many times ago. If you'll look at this, I was looking at this all the way back in September of 2021, because I have opened to Ezra 3 probably 24 times. I don't know if it means anything at all. Maybe that's just where my Bible opens the most. It's not bookmarked or anything. But I was just crying in desperation. I had underlined about the new moons and the Feast of Trumpets. Well, this is this month. I was literally praying and asking him, will he tell me when it is? Like, at least a year. I wasn't asking for a month. I was asking for a year. So, knowing that I had opened to this many times, I did it again. I cried and I asked, Lord, will you please just tell me if it is this year? And I'll keep holding on. You know, I mean, I'm going to hold on anyway. But, you know, I need to know whether to plan to completely restart my life over. Well, the second time I opened it up was to Jeremiah 50, verse 31. So 50:31, and I didn't have all this here yesterday. I read this. I had never read this before. So what it was, like, I did the same thing. I opened the Bible, closed my eyes, and just went like this, you know, and pointed to a verse and read above my fingers. I know that's kind of like playing Russian roulette or testing God. I was so desperate and crying and begging him, you know, that I figured it couldn't hurt. And that's why I say take it with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean it's the Lord. But look at what this says. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou proud, such saith the Lord God of hosts, for thy day is come, the time when I will visit thee. So come to thee. So the first thing I thought was, oh no, I've done upset the Lord. He's calling me proud. And I just cried and apologized and told him I was sorry and everything like that. And then I was sitting back and I felt my spirit like, you know, you're not getting what I'm saying, to read it again. So I went to open my Bible. This time I opened to the very next page. Like, I just randomly opened my Bible and it went to almost the exact same page. It flipped to this page, the next page. So I'm like, Lord, are you trying to tell me to read Jeremiah chapter 50 and 51? Well, like I said, I hadn't prior to that. So I'm thinking he was calling me proud, and I was so hurt and thinking I did something wrong. So I read chapter 50 and 51. Guys, this whole thing is like not Mystery Babylon. It is about Mystery Babylon. So it's about Babylon, but back then, and we know that this will repeat, but it sounds just like Revelation, and you know, her plagues come in 1 hour, deal to her what she's dealt for them, give her, you know, it sounds just like Revelation 18. Read 50 and 51, if you can, in the King James Version. Like, all of it just completely sounds, it even talks about a woman in travail, about her plagues coming. God will destroy her because of all she's done, her fornications, her sorceries, all this. It sounds just like tribulation and Revelation, especially 18. So I was blown away. And the proud he's talking about, You know, I calmed down and, you know, talking to him and everything like that. The proud is about, you know, Mystery Babylon, judgment to Babylon. So I don't know who Babylon is. I think maybe it's America. I don't know, and I'm not here to debate what it is, but this is what he took me to yesterday. And like I said, the second thing I put my finger on was this, talking about the day has come, the time that I will visit thee. I literally did this and went right up under that the time has come that I will visit thee. So I did that, guys, yesterday. So it was my basically like 2 things in a row saying that. So I'm like, Lord, is this really you again? So I was sitting there thinking, and I thought, just okay, well, what will it hurt to look up Strong's 10:53, because that's the verse. Sorry, 50:31. So 50:31 in Strong's. I don't want to make this any longer, so guys, I need to hurry up. So 50:31 in Strong's, see if y'all can see this. This was just my own personal notes yesterday. Was swift, like quickly, swift, to come quick, impending, imminent, of events soon to come shortly. So fast. So that's what 50:31 meant in Greek. In Hebrew, it means a prophetess, which I don't claim to be a prophetess, but, you know, it says in Revelation, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Jesus Christ. But I think it's mainly pointing to that swift, to be imminent, shortly, things to come to pass. All right, well, so I'm like, okay, well, that's like 3 things in a row that confirms it could be him doing all this. And I even looked up the page number, 1166. And 1166 means to marry, to be a husband to, and to show. So, like to show with irrefutable proof, something. So, guys, it's just like one thing after another. I mean, I don't know when the Lord is coming, you know, and that's why I just want to stay hopeful. I don't know if y'all seen Barry's last video yesterday. You know, I watch my Wednesdays, and he's saying that the 27th this week is Atonement, the true day of Atonement. I pray it so, but I don't know, guys, and I can't keep putting my life on hold like I have for 3.5 years, literally putting off appointments, like ain't even been to the dentist, me or my son, get glasses, nothing, for 3.5 years, just waiting on the Lord to come any day. It's not sane, it's not feasible, and that's what I've been doing. But anyway, before I make this video any longer, if anybody can donate, you know, so be it. God bless you for doing it. And if you can't, all I ask for, guys, is prayers, because I'm in like a terrible situation that I've got to come up with these massive life-altering decisions right now that it feels like just all distraction to me. I don't want to be doing this. I want to be like in the Lord's word and encouraging y'all and waiting for the Lord to come any day, even if it's another 6 months to April, which I don't believe is so. I believe it's this year, but I don't know. And I've got to take care of my son. It's not feasible to just keep running the car the way it is, grinding down the road. You know, it's going to give out and possibly, you know, wreck us and flip the car or something. I mean, and like I said, whatever funds I raise and try to sell this car, maybe I can get us something that will even last us till the Lord comes. But I'm so worried, guys. Even if nothing else, please pray for my situation and pray that I'll stop worrying. I'm a chronic worrier. And I know that that's having a lack of faith. It's just like one issue after another, and I just, you know, I'm like y'all. It's just one thing after another. But I saw this last night and wanted to share it with y'all. It's a verse. I saw this right before I went to bed last night. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's Psalms 34:19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. So, guys, this is our life. Look at all the people in the Bible, you know, Job, Joseph, just all these people that they lived a life of suffering, but they were God's chosen people. So it only makes sense that we will, right? Anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all, and I love you so much, family, and I'll keep praying for everybody that asks, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.